last night. And in his first postseason, Deni Avdija really looked like a star for Portland, scoring 41 points and helping them bounce back from a double-digit deficit in the fourth quarter. The Trailblazers won by 4 and find themselves back in the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. They clinched the 7th seed, and they will need Avdija to have a similar performance if they want to continue to advance. The 41 points that he dropped was the third most points in a play-in game, trailing Jason Tatum in 2021 and Kobe White, as we just brought up, in 2024 with the Bulls. Avdija is the first player with 40 points and 10 assists in a play-in game ever. Congratulations. Now you get to play the Spurs. Can the Blazers and Avdija challenge Wemby and the Spurs in a way like they did last night for the Phoenix Suns? Wendy, what do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be a bit of a coming out party for Deni. He's been an all-star. He's going to get serious consideration for the All-NBA team this year. He has a chance he could make it. You know, he's played on bad teams his whole career. First in Washington and then in Portland, and he's really become a star. And the way he plays was totally on display in this game. He is an absolute raging bull. He puts his shoulder down, initiates contact every single time, beats you up, and generates shots for himself and his teammates. He also had, I think, 13 assists in this game in addition to the points. He was 15 of 22. Talk about efficient. And, you know, when they needed 2 baskets at the end of the game, I mean, this was a 17-5 run to finish the game by Portland. This is a team that, 10 days ago was, not even in, they were in the 9-10 game. They win their way into the 7-8 game, and then they win their way in Phoenix to this, with him just being an absolute force going to the basket. Now, the Wemby situation is going to be fascinating, Stephen A., because so much of this postseason is really about, is this Wemby's time? As we're going to watch and we're going to see whether or not this is a moment where Victor Wembanyama has this breakthrough moment. And his first test will be to deal with Deni Avdija coming down the lane time after time after time, because he will challenge him. Now, Victor has something that the Suns did not last night. The Suns did not have a rim protector. They did not have a rim protector in the game at the end of the game, which is why Deni saw that, absolutely took advantage of it, and punished the Suns for playing small. And obviously, the Spurs will not be playing small. They will be playing very big. So, look, Victor has many battles to try to cross Shea in this postseason. We're excited about a number of them. First up is Deni, and even though they won't guard each other, straight up, I promise you, they will be meeting each other at the rim many times over the next 2 weeks.
Definitely. Stephen A., go ahead.
Here's what we need to watch out for when we're thinking about Portland. Avdija, I like him a lot. The brother is really, thank God. It's amazing what happens when you get out of Washington, isn't it, Wendy? You get out of the nation's capital and all of a sudden you flourish. Who would have thunk it? That's what happened. Okay, so he's in Portland right now. He's doing his thing. Let's remember Scoot Henderson. Let's remember Shaedon Sharpe giving you 20 points tonight. Let's remember Donovan Clingan. Remember, this guy third in the NBA, 11.6 rebounds per game, 7th overall pick in 2024. Let's remember that they've got an experience with Jrue Holiday and Jeremy Grant. These brothers, Portland's tough. They're not scared. They don't mind physicality. In fact, they invite it. And so to me, what I'm thinking about, and also, Wendy, I'm surprised you didn't mention this. The Spurs won 2 or 3 against them this year. Wemby didn't play in any of those games. They haven't played them. And so I'm looking at it from that standpoint. All right.
You're educating me.
I don't think that's that. Listen, I looked it up. I don't think he played them this year. Okay, I could be wrong, but I know he's missed at least 2 games. I think it's all 3 against Portland this year. So I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay, Wemby 7'5", wait for you at the basket. Avdija, he's going to drive to the basket. He's going to create contact. He's going to try to make things happen. But damn it, he ain't 7'5". Okay, and we all know that. So it's going to be interesting. You know how I often said when we're talking about Wembanyama this year. Once the playoffs begin, let's remind everybody, it slows a bit. There's more half-court offense, all right, more half-court defense, not to mention the fact that physicality sometimes is allowed. Maybe not consistently, but best believe, far more often than not, the referees are going to let you play. If they're going to let you play and Portland is able to incorporate some level of physicality against Wembanyama, who the hell knows what's going to happen? That's what I'm saying, because the one thing that we still have to question about Wembanyama is that he is still relatively thin. We know this. So when they're getting physical with you, are you going to be able to withstand all of that, particularly if the referees allow it? Now, they may not, because he's a superstar in this league and you want to protect the asset. We understand that. So it's not going to be consistent. But there are going to be games where they're going to let you play and they're not going to call it as tightly as they would some other games. How is Wembanyama going to respond to that challenge? I have no questions about the De'Aaron Fox, the Stephon Castles of the world, and others. They'll do what they do. But as it pertains to Wembanyama, it's going to be real interesting to see what's going to transpire, because the Portland Trailblazers are built in a fashion where they don't mind being in attack mode. They don't mind coming at you. They don't mind challenging you with their physicality, because they believe that they have the physicality to match up against anybody in the NBA. That's something they stand on. That's going to make this San Antonio Spurs series interesting, seeing how Wemby is able to deal with that. San Antonio still gets the edge, but I'm impressed with what I've seen from Portland. Bunch of young thoroughbreds that don't mind getting after it and don't mind getting in your face, banging with you, and showing you they are not about to be punked. They're coming. It's going to be real interesting to see how they deal with San Antonio and vice versa in this series.
There's also the Tiago Splitter of it all. He's the interim coach for the Trailblazers, won a chip, obviously, with the Spurs as well. There's some familiarity there. Also, Stephen A., you were right. Wemby has not played Portland since December of 2024. Coming up here on First Take, Stephen A. says the stakes are higher than ever for the Knicks in the first round against the Hawks. Does Wemby agree? Wemby, a lot of